I do like the way VinPetrolium has been playing with this Bison. I think if JabhiM goes for the Karin pick, it might be a very even matchup. And I don't really say that with like as much confidence as I sound, but I will say, like, VinPetrolium could be able to navigate the way or around the way JabhiM has been playing thus far if he's been paying attention to the tapes.
Yeah.
But it's going to be hard to say. Like, I am rooting for the underdog for the most part, but I think JabhiM has just been so sturdy for these last couple of games up until the final moment against Billy Date. But VinPetrolium's been extremely patient in all of his matches and adapting very well to each and every one of these opponents. I want to see what he has in store in terms of adaptation against someone like JabhiM, who's also shown that same level of patience, if not more.
Yeah, so matching that style, and we've seen patience from the side of VinPetrolium, but we've also seen heavy aggression. So is a way to crack that patience on the side of JabhiM, that aggressive play style, or can you match that snail's pace? Because you're going to have to figure it out, and it's a race against the clock because you've got potentially only 3 games to figure it out. You can take it to the distance. We've had a couple taken to the distance, and that would be the best result because we want even more Street Fighter to watch as we wind down for South Africa.
Yeah.
And, I mean, what do you think the win conditions here are for the side of VinPetrolium against JabhiM, like whether it be the Karin or the Nash? Because I feel like Bison, has a hard time contesting with the walk speed from Karin, but the normals can do a lot. But, there's still a lot of bust out options for the Karin. We're going to see right here.
Rashid's the pick.
Hey, the entire bracket running the Bison.
So now you talk about the win conditions. One that's very shallow but very, very obvious is the fact that Rashid can lock you down in the corner pretty instantaneously and do it pretty consistently. However, I think if Karin can score the knockdown, no matter what kind of resources VinPetrolium has, that's going to be pretty significant. Look, now it's just going to be a defensive slaughterhouse right now for JabhiM. The fact that, Rashid no longer has a reliable wake-up option, it makes Karin that much more dangerous in the matchup.
Yeah, and that danger has definitely been seen because we talked about how readily that Rashid can take you to the corner, which is what we saw right there. But in the beginning, it was all JabhiM, but VinPetrolium feeling good about this one now. Ooh, staying in that perfect spacing. Air neutral, air footsies.
How many walls did he just come off of?
I think it was 2. Back to back. Activation. Getting frame trapped. Yeah, that was clean.
Oh, you barely missed.
I love the attempt at the air-to-air, though. Staying active on defense.
No, I think move forward. Oh, boy. Swinging for the fences. JabhiM is actually still one touch away. You cannot throw the whirlwind shot. That is Season 1 Karin coming through in full force. How many times has JabhiM gotten away with using EX Sapo passive projectile?
It has been so consistent, and the fact that VinPetrolium tried to represent that, it's a little rough. I know in the last game that JabhiM played, we saw that a whiff critical art was at the wrong distance, but, accidents happen here and there, and now that was a happy little punish. Ooh, good pickup right there with the V-trigger up to the skies. Tornado's still there. You got to deal with it.
Yeah, what's really important about that pickup is it gives him all the momentum in the world, too. And just at the right angle to get that cross-up, that was so tricky. We talked about how sturdy he was in terms of adapting to his opponents, but he is the one being the aggressor, so he's forcing JabhiM to adapt to this style of gameplay. V-Skill 2 is something that hasn't been too familiar in the realm of CPT. It may have been an EVO, but this is a whole different ball game.
Yeah, and right now the ball game is definitely going out to VinPetrolium, taking out JabhiM, but the quick little reset. No! Put yourself right back in the corner. Stun City potentially, but gets out. Oh, yeah, what a good chase down. We went corner to corner in an instant.
Yeah, that chase down effective enough to get the punish, but not only that. Okay, I was going to say maybe like enforce the point in the corner, but I do like the patience exemplified from JabhiM. The big counter hit.
Again, you have to be so careful. Any hit confirmed from the side of VinPetrolium will kill, and that is going to be a wrap right there into the critical art. VinPetrolium getting the first game against JabhiM, and it is looking as confident as he was before in his set against Arafon Pierce. Switching over to Rashid, getting warmed up incredibly quickly, and that was not the snail's pace we were expecting from either side. That was scrapping back and forth, staying at like 0.0. Really in that oh, God.
That was the Rashid pick.
Yeah.
That's the reason why, yeah.
I mean, changing the entire landscape of the matchup because Bison has played very differently than Rashid. And already off to the races. You said you could get to the corner in an instant, and that's exactly what we saw.
There's just so much carry. This character is so fun. That is so tricky.
Yeah, the air neutral, you cannot anti-air conventionally. I mean, typically you have a hard time dealing with like axe kicks from Seth, changing jump arcs or air fireballs, but VinPetrolium with the V skill 2 has different ideas and just committed to the EX right there. Even after the V skill was represented. Ooh. Oh man, explode? Not just yet. Oh!
You're nasty? You're actually nasty?
It's against the law. That was illegal. Again, no anti-airs allowed.
Oh, Jesus. The double hand slam. Come on and slam.
Axe handles, and welcome to the jam.
That was disgusting. This guy, VinPetrolium.
I mean,
he's so good.
He welcomed him to the jam. Is Petroleum technically a jam?
That's a good question. I don't know.
Yeah,
that's not edible.
It's not edible. But you gotta eat these meaties.
But wait.
We gotta find out. Wow. Again. Able to escape. Not going to have to deal with that any further, but I love that backing up to deal with it. And again, the movement from the V-skill is just so much. Yep, EX% haul again. The fact that JabhiM is still committing to that even after seeing the V-skill is so impressive to me.
Oh. There could still be a comeback to be made from VinPetrolium, just lets it out wrong.
Cheeky little reset right there.
So scary, too.
Mm-hmm.
I think like a touch and a half. Oh, you know, just a single touch for JabhiM. It confirms too. That's exactly what you would need as a Karin player to get those moments, or at least enforce that fear from of movement from against VinPetrolium.
Yeah, not afraid to continue to move on. Straight to the corner we go. VinPetrolium with the mix-ups, but the V-shift keeps you safe for now. Again, air neutral.
Not the punish he was looking for. Just slight jab. Nothing to really be afraid of. That was so sick. I think JabhiM crossed himself up because of that shift.
Yeah, that was cross up into counter hit too. One more gas and that cross up was
nasty.
This
character is sick. VinPetrolium is this. This is the kind of tech I like to see. There's been certain moments from last year's CPT where JabhiM got exposed for matchups he wasn't too familiar with. So he may be familiar with Rashid traditionally.
V-skill 1. But not this.
You see how much of a discomfort there is in his gameplay in terms of anti-airing, utilizing V-shifts, especially in certain positions. That last one was super awkward because V-shifted towards the left, towards the corner, but the body, like the character model was facing the other way, so it was like, where do you actually block?
Yeah,
right?
and got hit with a cross-up counter hit as well. So
oh, no. It's all downhill from here. JabhiM is going for things that aren't even there. You know, he's going for some of the Tenkos off of confirm or block normal. There you go, off of the first confirm we see. There, that's number 2. Let me see number 3.
Yeah, really chasing down and snuffing out those backdashes, but now stuck in the corner. VinPetrolium feels good about this one. Oh, man, Category 5. Can you deal with it? Yes! And now stuck in the corner. VinPetrolium.
That was a good block, too, from JabhiM. Just going for a normal block instead of anticipating, like, the V-skill out.
Yep. Love that, too. Now, you know, adapting really fast, and we talked about that from JabhiM. Able to adapt at a rapid speed, and that's what you need at this point of the bracket. Oh, yeah, no burgling today. No stealing. VinPetrolium losing that round.
Good amount of meter to spare, but again, he has to tie it up here first, or needs a round on the board to put himself in a very favorable position to face off against Cousin yet again. No throw bait here, but does get the throw. That was a big sign. He's like, you know what? Oh, EX% finds the mark against this V-skill 2.
Finally getting more comfortable with these anti-airs and, you know, just these throw situations too. Deal with the
Yep. Good reaction. It was an excellent reaction and he turned himself away from the V-skill or V-trigger one.
So many ways to change the trajectory on this Rashid. You have to be so aware. Finally, just the patient game from JabhiM. Really have to testing his reactions and testing the limits of this set. Gets a game on the board. Wonderful from JabhiM. V-trigger into critical art. Easy peasy.
What would be really sick to keep JabhiM on his toes, switch to Bison, then go back to Rashid.
Ooh, yeah. You gotta
know what I mean? Like,
adjust twice? Maybe only once.
Or even like, so Jabhi's done a great job of contesting V-Trigger 1. I think going to character select and using V-Trigger 2 might be a problem.
Yeah, like just add another layer. Because, yeah, we've seen it multiple times. Block the mix-up off the V-Trigger 1 and then was able to get the throw to just be invulnerable through it. You know, that's a nice thought to change up, but nothing being changed up here, VinPetrolium. And I don't disagree with him. You're already in a dominant position. You just got to do it one more time with the Rashid. Yeah. JabhiM definitely getting enough time to adapt.
I think he's enjoying himself with V-Skill 2 way too much to even change it up too.
Yeah.
Like, even if he goes to V-Trigger 2, I think he'd want to like utilize V-Skill 1 as well. But
yeah. I mean, it's super fun to utilize, like air flip twos. Oh my goodness. And there it was. Didn't know the correct timing for the anti-air there because the options have been changed up so frequently. Sweep activate.
But look at how much more grounded VinPetrolium has been because of the threat of JabhiM. Oh, that could have been... That was actually disgusting.
Whoa!
That was actually disgusting.
It was a pixel, but I mean, anything to finish the round.
Round 2.
We'll definitely take that as JabhiM.
Yep.
A very expensive way to get himself closer to tying the games, but Karin is such a battery. That is a beautiful punish, by the way.
Can she build it? Yes, she can. The gift that just keeps on giving. Career Kanzuki. Oh, nice. There's the anti-air again. It's the consistency of these anti-airs that have been starting to come out, and the V-trigger gets absolutely nothing done.
Yeah, I was gonna say from that range, JabhiM like is in the perfect spot to nullify that trigger almost instantaneously. Oh boy.
Uh-oh. Again, there's the unfamiliarity, the uncomfortability into
It's not gonna kill though.
Yeah, no.
He has to get a reset. Eagle spike, back throw will do it. Oh, and you know JabhiM knew it. Nice. Ooh, that was awkward. Match point actually for VinPetrolium.
Yeah, I mean, still a ton of resources for the side of JabhiM, but Vin looking so good, and it was all off that corner sequence.
Oh, this is terrifying. Once that crouching heavy punch rings out, it's like it deters VinPetrolium from even taking to the skies again. Oh, well, not really. Hey, it was worth the bar though.
Yeah, EX or Zenha to get that corner space and to anti-air once again. And now everything's coming up JabhiM. Every hit confirm is coming through. Anti-airs hasn't been whiffed once, but the jump out of the corner, this is where everything fell apart before to the side of JabhiM. And I love that, the quick cancel. You're still, wow, you got out with that?
Yeah.
That's so sick.
Makes a lot of sense. It's so tricky. JabhiM just biding his time. Yes, sir. That was a negative situation where Vin didn't want to press a button. So I understand the throw option. Exercise from JabhiM. More than enough damage. Even if he didn't go for that option, it could have been critical art, what have you. Karin hits like a truck, and she still had one more bar left. Someone in the chat, a little overzealous already. Cousin has to get his revenge. Not going to be the case as it is tied up 2 apiece.
Yeah, you got to earn that revenge first because revenge is not given, it is earned. If I've learned anything from all the shows I've watched, you definitely got to fight for that one. And fighting for his life, VinPetrolium, JabhiM. You know, we talked about it before. We haven't gotten the reverse sweep just yet, but this might be the time. You know, this David versus Goliath story. Can VinPetrolium overcome Goliath JabhiM? And right now, it's looking good in this set.
Ooh.
Ooh, nice. Again, the low forward hit confirm coming out, but that's the first
that
EXTP.
Worked?
That is wild.
That actually worked, considering how much it's been nerfed this season.
Yeah.
Very shocking.
That was so good.
Oh, do it again.
Afterwards?
Yes. What a pickup from JabhiM. Dear Lord.
Ooh.
I haven't seen a pickup like that in a very long time. Crush counter, crouching heavy punch. Most people would go into like the Mugen, but immediately using EX Tenko into V-Trigger, what a whiff punish. This guy is amazing.
Yeah, definitely.
Nothing short of spectacular for sure.
May not be in V-Trigger right now, but definitely playing activated. And now you just got to take the throw over and over again. This is the Karin special.
All downhill from here. VinPetrolium. He's in danger. Oh. Raw EX Eagle Spike. Sorry, regular Eagle Spike. Activate. So much space to work with. Then back jumped in anticipation of the movement.
The robbery is happening. 2 more sequences. Now you're the one who is in a stun situation.
Oh! He can chip. He can chip.
Yeah, you can't block anything anymore.
Shoulder into critical art will do it. He's not going to go for it. It's too obvious.
Yeah, now got a little bit of that gray health back, so it might not be enough just yet.
Oh,
now
for
it
sure
is
now.
definitely.
Oh, you know it.
Yep. Everything, but it doesn't matter. The EX% at the end gets the job done. JabhiM with the reverse sweep.
Ooh.
Confident in the Karin. Gets it done. I absolutely love that performance from him, showing why one of the favorites for the tournament. And that composure, you know, definitely got one right in the chin off that V-skill too. But figured it out. Recomposed the game plan and took it out. So now we get another run back in the winner's side in the grand finals, but we're running back this match right here. A couple of the highlights. And in the beginning, VinPetrolium looked to have all the answers. There was that cross-up into the counter hit, which just broke my little heart.
That was a little bit awkward, too. A couple of times over. VinPetrolium having a very, very significant advantage pretty early on against Joby M. But to no avail. Again, we talked about that adaptation trait from both players. Joby M happened to have it a little bit stronger and more potent.
That was such a good confirm, like crouching heavy into the EX, and then that sequence afterwards, yes, for game. Joby M, like you said, you had the psychic read on that, looking for the back turn into the critical art, but not needed. Reverse sweep, Joby M is going to be moving on to Billy Date. No cousin revenge coming up, and it's back to the top two we talked about before.